Graduating class of 2015. And at this point, I'd like to call the color guard.
Ready, cut, forward, march. Color guard, halt, present, colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry, colors. Ready, cut, hold, march, forward, march.
Color guard. I'd like to start off by saying, as mayor of Munchkin City in the county of... Sorry, no, I just always wanted to say that in front of the crowd. As a master of ceremonies, it is my privilege to officially open this inaugural graduation ceremony. For many of the teachers and staff at this school, this ceremony is a culmination of 2 or even 3 years of blood, sweat. For most of our parents and students, and of 4 years of trials and triumph. But for one woman, this moment is the capstone of over 5 years of visionary work. It has meant balancing life as a 2-time mom with attending the evening PA meetings. It has meant taking charge of situations in the best of times and in the worst of times. This hard-working woman has fought for our space at the school. She has fought for our students' right to learn, and she has fought for our teachers' right to teach. Never in my life could I have imagined that on that fall afternoon, when she asked me to help her start a school from scratch, that this moment would be the moment that everything was leading up to. What is more, she reminds us that every accomplishment at UAG is a group achievement. This is only made possible by our partners, by our pedagogues, by our pupils, and our parents. Ladies and gentlemen, and the graduating class of 2015, may I please present to you your principal, Mrs. April McCoy Roberts.
No eye contact. Still no eye contact. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've cried once or twice this week. On the low, of course. And I think that the only way that I can explain what this is like is this way. For me, today is a dream. And it's my dream come true. I know I dream of the lottery, and that would be nice too. I'm not saying it's not nice. But today is my dream come true. When the Urban Assembly asked me in 2010 proposal for a school, I had no idea where that journey would take me. And for it to reach this point is overwhelming and satisfying and means everything to me. Founding parents. Being a parent is hard. It is a test on will, love, patience, and sometimes psychological warfare. The struggle of parenthood is real. And you know that I know. You guys have seen me pregnant twice. You guys have been there with me every step of the way. It is your love and your guidance that has laid the foundation for us as a school. You've done a wonderful job because collectively, these students are amazing. They are kind and caring and compassionate. They know what community is and they know how to build it. Thank you 1,000 times in 1,000 languages for trusting us with your most precious cargo. Faith is to believe in things unseen. Thank you for having faith in us when we didn't even have a building. It has been an honor. They have brought us joy every day. Founding students. I feel so much pressure to tell you everything on behalf of everyone at UAG, but I can't. And I have to trust that our 4 years together have been adequate and that we don't have to cram right now. We have lived the UAG together for 4 years. We have lived the UAG way together for 4 years. But what I do want to do is walk a little down memory lane, just a little bit. And I want to talk about my few favorite moments. Do you remember who you sat next to on the gateway, on the bus on the way up? Do you remember climbing the Sun Tower? I will never forget when Kenesha was stuck and Wilbur went up to save her. And by the way, I could have mentioned every one of your names today. I would have. I'm just giving a few examples. I remember that Jahira wore pearls that weekend, and she got to the top and she couldn't make it. And we started yelling, "Graduation! Think about graduation!" And here we are. It was 4 years ago. Do you remember the infamous cell phone sandwich? Before cell phones were allowed in school, school, one of you tried to sneak in one between two slices of bread, wrapped in paper foil in a package. You know who you are. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. In freshman year, sharing the cafeteria with another school, those kids were twice your size, and they ruled the yard. You guys did not see sunlight for a year. Do you remember that? In your sophomore year, when a few of you figured out how to bypass the internet security, I was furious, but secretly proud when the DOE had to send officials to figure out exactly how you did it. When you found out your teacher's Jupiter Grades passwords. And you bumped up your grades just a little bit, just a few points. Almost enough for us not to notice, but we did. Do you remember when we had one-to-one laptops? That was fun. And I'm sorry, they're not underneath your seat as a prize for going to UA Gateway. You still cannot keep them. I'm sorry. I said that in one speech with like 2 people there, and the word just spread. Founding students, you have hazed every staff member that has walked through our doors. You've given them a hard time. On the first day when they show up, you do this. Because you know what good teaching looks like and you demand it. You always have. That's right. You have been a part of the hiring of every single staff member since the beginning. Some of you have said that you'd like to come back to UAG and you'd like to teach. Expect the same treatment because karma has great memory. Do you remember all the mediations? And the mediations. And the mediations. Don't forget about the mediations and more mediations. Because sometimes staying safe as a school is hard work. But you did it. You've stopped fights and you've kept us safe physically, emotionally, and academically. We talk the talk about being a safe school and having each other's back and about community, but you walk the walk, and I thank you for that. You've laid the foundation beautifully for the next 3 classes, and you've made a legacy at UA Gateway. I thank you for that. Even better than keeping us safe, you've loved one another, and you've been kind to one another. You are good friends, and you're kind kids. Collectively, you are such good people, and that really matters. You have held each other accountable, pushing each other academically, helping and guiding. Umi, Jamal, you guys have done a tremendous job. And I remember just 2 weeks ago when Umi had Jamal in my office, making him finish his essay, making him write it, making him complete, and he is here today. Umi, thank you. You've helped each other a lot, and thank goodness to Mrs. Jones and TurnIn.com. You can only help each other this much, if you know what I mean, wink wink. You've also overcome so much. My heart aches when I think about how many of you have lost a parent during your high school career and even before then, and still you rise. How many of you face the most insurmountable financial challenges and still you rise. You face familial turmoil and still you rise. You face just being a teenager every day, and you came to our home, our UAG home, and you made it better, and still you rise. And I want to leave you with 3 pieces of advice. First thing, it's something that Gabby taught me recently, and I've been holding on to it for a really long time. When she said it, it meant everything to me, Gabby. Gabby said to me, you should know your smarts and you should use them. I cannot emphasize that to you enough. All smarts matter, and there isn't just one way to be smart. Depending on where you are in life and what you want, different smarts matter. You can be body smart, word smart, number smart, nature smart, visually smart, spatially smart. There's no one smarter than you. I want you to hear me on this one, for real. And when I realized this as an adult, it made all the difference to me. There is no one smarter than you. They just have different smarts. When you meet someone that has a different smart that you don't have a lot of yet, don't be intimidated by them. Make note, get better, and use your particular smarts to get what you want out of life. Please know that. There is no one sitting in here smarter than you. It just takes different smarts. Second thing I want you to remember, how you do it is just as important as what you do. Scholarship is wonderful, but so is character. Think of our core values: grit, reflection, aspiration, accountability, collaboration, and empathy. How you do it is just as important as what you do. How you do it in academics, that gets you in the door, but what you do is what you do in your scholarship gets you in the door, but how you do it and your character is what keeps you there. Remember that. How you treat people, how you talk to them, how you nurture relationships. That's what keeps you in any organization that keeps you in the door. Last thing I want you to remember, come home. If you get lost, confused, unsure, need advice, a hug, a positive word, $1, that's all I got. You are founders. You founded a school, and this is your home and your community. Come home when you need to. See how the founders too are doing. Check in on them, mentor them. You are not alone. You have a community. This is it. Always come home when you need to. Please remember that. And finally, I would like to address the staff. And I've chosen to address you guys for a reason. I'd like for you to all rise. Okay. Staff, I'm sorry, staff, thank you for following instructions. I really appreciate that. The teacher in me really appreciates that. Can we all please give a passionate round of applause for our staff? Because after the founders leave us, we will still be here doing this work. I plan on saying something about each of you, but I can feel the heat of McBain's eyes on my back of my head, so I know that I have to keep it short just because I talk too much. But I just want to make sure that you know something about me and being your principal. UAG is not an easy place to work, and I'm not always the easiest boss to have. And I want to thank you 1 million times in 1 million languages for bringing excellence every day. Thank you for loving kids. Thank you for putting them first. Thank you for taking responsibility for their success regardless of any factors in their life, because that makes all the difference in the world. It really is the only way to properly educate a child. Accepting responsibility regardless of any factor that they have, and thank you for knowing that. Thank you for believing that the work is on us to bring out their brilliance, their treasure, and their talent. It is a collective belief that has opened the door for success in our school. Thank you for seeing the light in not just all of our kids, but each of our kids. You take risks, you coach, you support, you hold one another accountable. I've been in many schools and I have seen many staff, and I promise you, I have never in my life seen a better staff. I have never in my life seen a better staff, ever in my life. Whether or not you are in a classroom, maybe in 716, 727, 749, 733, 754, or 628, they know what that means. You are all good teachers. Good teaching is miraculous. Good teaching is miraculous. Thank you for making miracles happen every single day. Let's do it again next year, and I love you all.